It's time for sports. This brother's off the chain and a great father on top of everything else. Let's hit the Veejay Sports Reports. It's the Mike Tyson. Ellie, I need my phone back.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Michigan, go blue. Good morning. What's up, man?
What happened?
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm looking into the dark because I'm in the studio and I'm looking out there for Kelly, who left with my phone, which I used to work on the show, and I'm waiting for that to come back. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding, man. Have a great weekend. How was your weekend?
That tree.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes. My little tree behind me. Great sports this weekend. We had a huge weekend of sports. And for some of y'all out there that was complaining about the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight, I'm a boxing purist. I watch boxing almost every weekend when they have the fights on. Not much of a UFC guy. This past weekend, we had a welterweight great card that showed up this past weekend. Earl Spence Jr. from his horrific accident. If you guys don't know, 19 months ago, the two-time and the undisputed and undefeated welterweight champion of the world, Earl Spence Jr., was in a very horrific car accident, thrown from his Ferrari. Don't remember being in the accident. Don't remember being in the hospital. Total amnesia. Got back in the ring for the first fight in 19 months. Saturday night against Danny Garcia, fighting out of Philly, a former two-time champion at the junior welterweight division. 12-round unanimous decision with the Earl Spence. Great fight. Like I said, for people that was complaining, that was as much as a hugging match and a jab fest as anything. Earl kept throwing that jab out there, keeping Danny off balance and swelling up his eyes. So the welterweight division is now stacked. You got Manny Pacquiao, who's the IBA champion, and you got Bud Crawford fighting out of Oklahoma, who is the WBA champion, and then you got Sean Porter that's sitting and waiting in the wings. And then you also, remember, you still have two-time Keith Thurman. So the welterweight division is as good right now as it's been in the mid to late 90s, and then all the way back in the 80s with Hagler, Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, and those guys right there. So some great boxing news, and we'll see where that goes. Sean Porter is the mandatory opponent for Bud Crawford's WBO welterweight champion, and I hope they get that sign. And then I say just make a round robin, have all these guys fight for the tournament, fight for all the belts, and then unify to welterweight. So great NFL games yesterday. A tremendous day in the NFL yesterday. Run through some scores right here. We'll talk about a few teams really quick for some of the fans on here. Got to start out with the host of the show and the man of the hour, Mr. Michael Colyar. His Chicago Bears lost their 6th game in a row. Mitchell Trubisky, yeah, they were up 10 points, man. They were up 16 points, and they let the Detroit Lions, a division foe, come back and win that game 34-30. People are calling for Brett Nagy's job and also calling for Mitch Trubisky, former number 2 overall pick, to be cut and let go of that team and them to start all over again. They have a great defense, but the offense just isn't turning around. The Raiders, another team that has a lot of fans out here in LA where I'm based yesterday. Last second touchdown pass, 12 seconds left in the game. Not sure what the corner of the Jets was doing by sticking his feet down. Rule number 1 in DB 101, don't let anybody behind you. He lets the rookie Henry Ruggs, the third behind him, for a touchdown with 12 seconds left. The Jets lose and go down to 0-12. Looking at that number 1 first pick, Trevor Lawrence, coming out of Clemson. Also, the Browns jumped on the Titans. I told you guys on Friday that was going to be a big game this weekend. 2 8-3 teams right now fighting for playoff position in the AFC. Browns now move to 9-3, and the Titans fall to 8-4, 41-35. The Vikings now have positioned themselves better in the playoff position too, 24-27 over the Jags. The Colts went on the road, knocked out the Texans 26-20. The Saints took care of business. They're still waiting for Breeze to get back. Taysom Hill's been their quarterback. Got a chance to throw his first 2 touchdown passes yesterday for his career over the Falcons, 21-16. Another LA-based team now in first place in the NFC West. The Rams go on the road down to Arizona, totally stifling Cliff Kingsbury and that offense with Kyler Murray. They take them out 38-28, a pick 6 to seal that game. And then the New York Football Giants, my mother's favorite team, go up to Seattle and pull off my upset of the week. If you guys watched me on Veejay's on Sports Like Conduct last week on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and IG, you saw me with my upset special. I said the New York Giants would go up to Seattle and pull off that victory, and they did. Defensive match, 17-12 was that final. 2 games today. The undefeated Steelers, I know there's some Steeler fans here on the show. Undefeated Steelers will take on the Washington football team today. That is an early start. And then the night game that is normally set for tonight on Monday Night Football. The Buffalo Bills continue to push for their first division championship in 19 years. They will take on the San Francisco 49ers tonight on ESPN. And then tomorrow night, because COVID's got his hands all over sports, the Dallas game had to be pushed. So not only do you get Monday Night Football, but you get Tuesday Night Football tomorrow night. The Dallas Cowboys take on the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens getting all those players back that missed last week's Wednesday night game. First Wednesday night game in NFL history against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And also, last score from yesterday, too, you had the Chiefs taking care of business with the Broncos, remaining in first place, second seed in the AFC behind the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers. And then also the Philadelphia Eagles on the road. Bench Carson Wentz, started Jalen Hurts, another black quarterback, getting his love, getting his shine in the NFL. But they did fall to Aaron Rodgers. That's Miss Bonnie's team out there, Miss Bonnie Chambers from Chi-Town. The Green Bay Packers, 16-30. That's been everything right there. I see some of the names are coming up right there. Black and silver is beautiful. Absolutely, man. They needed that win off of the 2 losses that the Raiders have, so they're looking to bounce back. That's been Veejay Sports Spot here this morning on the Michael Colyar Morning Show. You guys enjoy your football today. 2 games today, guys. Enjoy it.
Thank you. That was way too much shit. I mean, my God, you must have mentioned every sports event on the planet, didn't you? Did you know Russia was playing Canada in spruce ball?
Actually, no. It's bocce ball, and then I didn't get a chance to talk about Budapest is playing Wakanda in table tennis today at 3:43. Yeah, playing Wakanda. Yeah.
I almost thought it was a foreign language, but only thing I heard out of all of that was Chicago lost its 6th game in a row, and I'm not happy about that, sir.
It's hilarious to me how
report that part.
No, it's hilarious to me that you're not. I when you told me you weren't a sports guy, I'm gonna be honest with you. That shocked the hell out of me. I thought you were into sports, and when I talk it, it's foreign to you, and I'm like, he doesn't understand nothing that I'm saying, but that's what I'm here for.
I'm not bored. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bored with it. It was a lot for me because I don't follow like that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
If I hear you tell me 5 or 6 of things, then I'm good on that, but I'm not a sports guy. Like when I went to school, I was in the library. So I wasn't out there. People kept running to me and get the ball. You run to me because I got the ball, I'm going to punch you in the eye.
Yeah.
I think that's a disqualification. So no, but I love what you do on here, brother.
Thank you.
You sizzle it. I just don't like the thing about Chicago.
I know. And yeah, they're in trouble. They're gonna. Well, I'll tell you this. My prediction is they're gonna fire Matt Nagy, who's their head coach. They're gonna fire him this offseason, and they're gonna move on from their quarterback, who they drafted number 2 overall 3 or 4 years ago. So they're gonna have to reset their offense, and normally that sets your franchise back about 2 or 3 years. So but sit back and buckle up. It'll be a while before they're good again, in my opinion, offensively at least.
But you're not getting my point. My point is, I don't care who's where. If Chicago lose, don't mention it. That's
okay.
All I'm saying,
all right, that's cool. I'll leave it out. Just like y'all left me out of the bread making contest and the reef contest.
You are fantastic, brother. You brought the show up. You gave us a whole new slice by you being on here with us. So I
appreciate it. Thanks for having me, Michael.
All the time. And you're an awesome father on top of everything else. We love you. Thank you for the sports moment, y'all. That was Veejay in the house. Woo, woo, woo. And people saying, yeah, Michael likes puppets and squeaky chickens.